that exists on
watching. Peace, family. Peace, peace, peace.
Really
peace. I am Mr. Rohan. What's up? Positive 1619. Yes. I'm here watching, of course, the event that we did on November the 11th, watching it over. I think you can still get it on usalivestream.com. That's usalivestream.com. Let me turn it down. Let me turn it down. Let me turn it down on Facebook and Instagram right now. So, hey, Instagram. Hey, Facebook. How are you? How are you? How are you? How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. I'm just prepping for my December 1st event. I'll be in those that are near Atlanta or near Stone Mountain. I will be in Stone Mountain on December the 1st. That's a Saturday, Richard Pryor's birthday. Woo-wee. Lord have mercy, we're going to be telling some Richard Pryor jokes that day. I'm going to have some fun. So, first of all, it says prepping for December 1st in Georgia. I will be at the place called the Silver Talisman. Silver Talisman is located in 978A Main Street, Stone Mountain, Georgia. Yes, cuz I will be out there. What's up, Frederick? I will be out there in Georgia. Matter of fact, I'll be out there probably by next week, right after the Thanksgiving or the so-called Thanksgiving celebration. But I will be out there for a couple weeks before I head down to Florida. So I'm taking care of business in Florida, but Georgia I'm going to be taking care of. But, you know, what's important to me right now is how to use the study of numbers as for guidance for you, for yourself, to understand what and how to use it for yourself and how to use it for your family. It's nothing hard. I see my cousin up here. Happy belated birthday. I know your birthday was November the 11th, sir. Happy birthday. Happy belated birthday. I know I didn't get to call you. I was so busy. I had this major event that I had to do. I had this event, and it was a smash on November 11th. So happy belated birthday, Frederick. That's my cousin from my mama's side. So happy belated birthday to him. And anyone else that's celebrating their birthday as a Scorpion, big up to you and all your family. Now, let me explain to you briefly, because I'm not going to stay on here too long, but I do want to explain. Hey, what's up, K. Dean? Another Scorpion, November 5th was your birthday. Big up to you, my dear. And, you know, one thing I want everybody to be aware of, that mathematics on all is a study of numerology, because numerology only means the study or the science of numbers. So anytime you incorporate numbers into anything, especially when it deals with adding, subtracting, multiply, division, whatever you're doing with it, that's also an abstract way of using numbers. But their numerology is the internal metaphysic way of using numerology as a guidance to you and how to understand the individual. As a matter of fact, most of the numbers that connected with us from our day of birth and the names, it does not take anything away from your what you believe in, whether you believe in God. That would be foolish, because there's a book of numbers in the Bible, and I implore everybody to read the book of Numbers, because it names the tribes, it names different things by using the numbers. It gives everything a number in the book of Numbers. So it's not coincidence that they give a book in the biblical theology, the book of Numbers. What's up, Bushwoman? Why I say Bushwoman? Leo, I know you're born August 1st. What's up, Bushwoman? Same day as Professor Griff and Chuck D. So if you understand numbers from the why it had to manifest in this realm, as far as give order, give some type of structure and some type of focus, that's why number exists. If you study the Kabbalah, if you study the Hermetic or the Arabic teachings, the Abjad, if you study Gematria, you'll find that there's a certain order and certain revelation that it gives. And each number has a duality. There's a duality in every number. So there's a positive and a negative, or there might be a high frequency and low frequency. I don't like to call it positive and negative. I really like to call it low frequency. And okay, that's August 10th. I'm here thinking you August 1st, because Lloyd told me August 1st. I thought it was August 1st, but it's August 10th. So I'm not too far. So it's important to know the dualities of numbers from the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, because every one of us are connected to the numbers by day of birth, of course, by the time we were born. If you know, certain astrologers need to use the day of birth and the time you were born to find out how they can map out certain things in your houses and all that. With numerology, it's kind of different, but it's still similar because we map out things by what's in your name, the numbers connected to your name. So even if you're a twin, and y'all born the same day at the same time and all that kind of stuff, your names might be different, and then we still use the frequencies of the name that reveals your skills, your gifts, your talent, and all of that stuff. It helps us to navigate and give you a good breakdown of who you are and what you are through your numbers. So I do implore, what's up, Miss Lino? Big up to you all the time, my Pisces friend. Big up to you. Patricia, what's up? Thank you all for tuning in. I'm on Instagram and I'm on Facebook. So in the year that we're in, the 2018, see, once you start understanding that each thing has its own frequency, it has its own vibration, just like the megahertz in the brains, just like the megahertz in radio and certain frequencies, that the only way you could listen to a radio show is you got to know the frequency. So you got to know what is 107.5. That's the frequency of the radio. That's what is 98.7 or what is 105.1. That's why you got Power 105 or Hot 97. Those numbers that you see in the radio, those are the frequencies. So in other words, if you didn't know that frequency of that radio or that number of that radio, you would not be able to tune into that particular radio show. So is it with your brain? That's why these people, sometimes the government studies mental warfare and mind control by using different things dealing with frequency. A good book to talk about that, if you ever want it. Let me go to my library behind me. Good book to talk about, and this was recommended by Brother Panic. Basic book. Mind Control 101. Very good book to get on in your, how to influence the thoughts and actions of others without them knowing or caring. Very good book to have in your collection. Mind Control by Dantalian Jones. I'm hearing that might be an alias name. That might not be his real name. But it's a very good book that points out the things about mind control. And mind control is good, and there's mind control that's bad. There's a lot. Learning your ABCs as a child. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That's mind control. That's really the truth. That's mind control. Why is it so good? Because all of us back here, all of us might not be able to say it backwards, but we know how to say ABCs frontwards. You know what I'm saying? So understand that mind control that helped us to develop how to read and write and all those different types of things that kept on being enforced upon us, whether it's by our parents or by our teachers. So numerology helps you to identify that form of thing or recognize it and how to use it for your benefit. Understanding numbers will help you to use your numbers that's connected to you for your benefit. That's why I always quote people like Les Brown when he says, the two most important days in your life is the day you were born and the day you find out why you were born. I'll say that again. The two most important days in your life is the day you were born and the day you find out why you were born. So numerology helps to guide you and help you to understand why you were born. It reveals and lets me know where you should be heading. But most of the time, our people are stricken with fear or stricken with indecisiveness. And another good book to overcome a lot of fear and indecisiveness, this is a very good book, The Power of Decision. The Power of Decision. Very good book to have because a lot of us have a problem being indecisive. I had that problem too, and still sometimes we have it because it is a process. Sometimes we try to go with the most positive and most productive thought patterns, but yet that other pattern of thought might creep in and probably hold us back. How many of you out there are very indecisive about what you want to do and how you want to do and what has held you back for so long? Even people like Les Brown has said he should have been doing the speaking stuff years. For years, he's held himself back. For years, I held myself back as far as dealing with music, dealing with the stage. But one thing about numerology, it helped me to understand what's I can do and how I can plan myself out. It's just like having a calendar. My calendar looks different than yours. In other words, my personal month, my personal number month in this particular month is a number 7. So I'm in my 7 personal month. So once I understood that, and last month I was in my 6th personal month. Next month I'll be in my 8th personal month. The month after that I'll be in my 9th personal month. So in numerology, I identify your personal years, your personal months, and your personal days. So that's why my calendar might look a little bit different than most people's calendar. And if you ever wanted a calendar done, you can get a calendar done by myself or one of my teachers, Lloyd Strayhorn, who also helps to guide and teach through the calendar dates, because the numbers are a manifestation of guidance for human existence while we're in this finite world. I'll repeat that again. Numerology, or the study of numbers, is the number of is a form of guidance for those in this realm. It's a form of guidance. So let's say you're in a number 1 year. The duality of a number 1 year, the positive of the number 1 year is leadership qualities, creative qualities, the ability to start something new and see it till it goes to where it's supposed to go, or planting new seeds. But the negative of the number 1 could be indecisiveness, second guessing yourself, being arrogant, being too hard on yourself. See, so if you understand the duality of numbers, family, the dualities of your own personal numbers, which is your birth number or your name numbers, if you understand those dualities, then you learn to manage what makes you weaker and utilize the number and its frequency to make you stronger. Like one of my family members is born on the 11th, which is a master number. He's a master in his own right. He's a masterful and very intuitive, because that's the number of an intuition. Very powerful number of intuition. Matter of fact, the number 11 is the revelatory numbers, where things are always revealed to them. Ideas come to them. Whether they use it or not, it comes to them. Minister Farrakhan is born on the 11th. Elephant Man, the reggae artist, is born on the 11th. And various other people, Notch from the Born Jamaicans, is born on the number 11. And Taraji P. Henderson is born on the number 11, where it's a magnet. It's a magnet for visionary thought and doing things with a vision in it. But on the negative, or the lower frequency of the number 11, it's also a magnet for people who try to deceive them on multiple levels. Being deceived, and relationship issues and relationship problems. If you study Taraji's life, you find that she's gone through a lot of relationship problems. You study Elephant Man's life, he's gone through a lot of relationship problems, until you learn to master it. Just like Minister Farrakhan has learned to master it. That's why he's able to stay with his wife for a certain amount of years. Has he gone through problems with his wife? Of course he has. Certain things you just won't know, but you can tell by certain things that are being said and certain things that are being taught, because people teach what they need to learn also, or they teach what they know and find their flow. So studying numbers as a means of guidance is so very important for our finite existence here. Understanding that it's just here to guide. That's why I wrote in my book, I quoted somebody in my book. And those who don't have my book, this is a very good book to get. This is called Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. And I quote in my book, and I'm going to read the quote real quick, about from a philosopher named Paracelsus. If you could look him up, his name is Paracelsus. Paracelsus. And the book, I believe, that I got it out of was From Magic to Science, the story of Paracelsus. I think it was From Magic to Science, when in actuality, science used to be called magic. Magic wasn't a sleight of hands like Houdini and all the rest of these guys that came, and the David Blaine. Magic was really the actual science before they separated the two and made them one magic in their own fashion and one science in the other way, But in actuality, magic came from the word magi, those high scientific mindsets of certain men and women that had that magi thought pattern and knew how to use alchemy and how to manifest things and bring things to fruition by using the elements in the universe and bringing them to fruition. So understand, if you understand the superior wisdom of what we call science today, or being a magi, this is what I quote inside my book. If you get my book, Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated, this is in my book. Peace to all the family out there. It says, men and women are superior to the stars if he or she lives in the power of supreme or superior wisdom. Such a person, being master of over heaven and earth by means of his or her will, is magus or magi. And magic is not sorcery, but supreme wisdom. Magic isn't sorcery, but supreme wisdom. And look at the root word of the name sorcery. The root word of sorcery is the source. And we all come from the source. Every one of us come from the omnipotent or the creative source. So sorcery has its positive and sorcery has its negative. When you come from it from the positive perspective, that means you learn to use your own magic to manifest things in your life. Like most of us do magic every day. Damn, they're waking up every day is magical. Damn, they're going to work or running your own business is a magical thing. Sometimes you'll determine what you want, whether you want that clothing or you want that shoes, and you don't have the money. Some of these children, they don't have the money, or some of you don't have the money, but yet you make it manifest. Somehow you create the circumstance and create the alchemy around the whole circumstance, create the alchemy around the whole situation, and bring the money and the funds to you to get those shoes that you want, to get that dress that you want, to get that man that you want, to get that woman that you want. So we all use magic in some form of fashion, or sorcery in some form of fashion. The media sorcery, this is a form of sorcery. Damn it, 10, 20, 25, 50 years ago, we never thought about being able to communicate through this or through a watch and all that kind of stuff. We never thought about this stuff. 100 years ago, they never thought about this. So, and remember, back in the day, even with cars and vehicles, they used to call a car a vehicle that was created, they used to call that the devil's wagon. Back in the day, ignorant minds used to call it a devil's wagon, or a dragon's wagon, or a devil's wagon. But the wise amongst us knew where we were going, as far as not riding horse and buggy anymore, or not walking for miles and miles, like it says in certain books in history that we had to walk for miles. My grandfather used to walk for miles in Jamaica, 20 miles to go to school and 20 miles to come back home. That's 40 miles when there was no bus to take him back and forth. He was born 1909, right, Papa? You're born 1909, right? He's in the background. That's the one. He's in my background over there. So you got to understand that technology and this form of sorcery was needed to propel us into what we're doing now and how we do. And don't forget, we had all of this prior to this. This is not the greatest civilization of technology. Look at the books. The books are here. Technology of the gods. The incredible science of the ancients. They're studying it and then presenting it to us as if it was new science. That's what they're doing. They're presenting the computer and they're presenting the airplane and all that kind of stuff, a flight and all that kind of stuff, as it's new science, when not according to books like this. It's just the problem I have with this book. They like to think it's UFOs or aliens that did all this. We are the aliens. We are the descendant masters that came into this body. We come from the spiritual realm. We are the ones that became terrestrial here. We are the extraterrestrial because we come from another realm into this body and then manifest and do what we got to do. So don't let them fool you with all that foolishness. That's craziness. You know, they're trying to make us look crazy and see that, but we are the original people of the earth, all over the earth, all 196,940,000. Now, dealing with numerology as far as the year that's coming up. Let's say I'm gonna go through each sign. Okay, so I'm gonna go through each sign. I'm gonna take off a sign and deal with what's coming up for 2019, because that's a number 3. Now, what is so interesting about this? Number 3, because 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 9 equals 12, which is a 3. 3 in numerology is connected to the sign of Sagittarius and is connected to the sign of Pisces. So Pisces and Sagittarius in 2019, it should be a very good year for you, Sag and Pisces. But again, there is duality. There is duality, family. Where there might be good, there can be some challenges if you are reckless with what you do and how you do things, especially with your mouth and how you communicate with people. So if you're born as a Sagittarius and a Pisces, the 3 is one that the number 3 is what's connected to you. So 2019 can be a very good year for you as long as you stay responsible and be clear in your communications. Now, let's run through some of the signs. Since we started with Pisces, let me go back to Aries. Now, Aries is ruled by the number 9. Aries is ruled by the number 9, and so is Scorpio. So let's deal with Aries. If you're born under the sign of Aries, connected to the number 3 energy. Now, and I want to make sure I have some references, some good book references. This is a good book to have in your collection. This is a good book to have in your connection. Now, according to Harish Johari, Mr. Johari, now think about this. If you add the 9 of the Scorpion to the number 3, you get 12. So people that are connected to the sign of Scorpio and the sign of Aries, for next year, it's a good writing year, a good expressive year. You shouldn't hold your tongue. As a matter of fact, let's see what this Indian reader says. He says the number 3 is the number 3 year is a year that's ruled by Jupiter. So if you're in a number Jupiter, because number 3 is Jupiter and it represents and connected to the number Jupiter, and Jupiter is known as the largest quote unquote planet in the universe. It deals with expansion and growth on multiple levels, expanding your horizon, expanding your mind, expanding yourself beyond where you're at, not limiting yourself. So in the number 3 year, it means you're supposed to expand your brand, expand your business, expand your mind, and expand and grow, even in a more sensitive sense, because the 20, the 2 and the 0 deals with the sensitivity. It deals with the awakening. So since 2000 came into existence, there've been a lot of more sensitive things. Brothers have been more sensitive. Sisters have been more sensitive. As a matter of fact, the number 2 is a feminine number. So that 2 comes out to support the women's energy more. No doubt about it, in the 19s and the 18s and all those other teens was definitely men energy all across the board. But now we're in the 2000s. For the next up to the years 3000, we're going to be in this feminine energy. So supporting the feminine energy and understanding the balance between the two is going to be very important. Not negating the male energy, but understanding the balance, because 2 in numerology is a companionship number. It's also a number that needs balance in their life, needs a certain love, needs more empathy. That's what the 2. So people born under Aries, going back to the signs, because each sign is connected to a number in numerology. Aries, this is a good year, and because Aries and Scorpio shares this same number 9, it's a good year for writing, a good year for passionate using your writing expertise, a good year for talking and communicating with others. Now going to the Taurus. Now Taurus is ruled by the number 6. And also Libra. So this is pertaining to Taurus and Libra, this next breakdown. So 6 plus 2019, or 6 plus the 3 equals 9. So all Taurus and Libra should learn to at least see things to its finish and see things to its completion. Always maintain a higher disposition and higher way in life, especially in 2019. Keep your mind at a high level. Don't stoop down to the negative. Don't get into the arguments. I'm talking to Taurus and I'm talking to Libra, because Taurus and Libra shares the same number of the number 6, which represents truth, justice, balance, reciprocity, and what have you, as far as dealing with ma'at. But also truth, justice, and reciprocity within yourself. Very important. So all you Taurus out there, because it's going to be a 6 frequency, a 9 frequency year for you, finish off the job, see things to its end. It's good for politics. It's good for social working. It's also good. It's also good for creativity, success with worldly matters next year for those born under the Taurus and under the Libra factor. Also good for social work next year, because, like I said, 9 is that high vibrational number that deals with higher love, higher expectations. But on the negative of it, it can be war. It could be arguments. You have to avoid all wars and all arguments at all costs. And I'm talking to the Taurus energy and the Libra energy, because y'all share the same numbers. I'm doing it in accordance to numerology. Each sign or each zodiac is connected to a number. So I'm adding the number of the sign to the year that's coming up for 2019, which is a number 12 year. So follow me here. Follow me. Brother Osiris, I will not be in New York on December 16th. I will be out of town, but I will be watching it on the live stream. I already got my live stream connection to make that happen. So, and brother Osiris is talking about this event, those who are going to be coming. This is December 16th with B.O.B., Phil Valentine, Brother Panic, Nalani Valentine, A.A. Rashid, Alim Bey, and Khadidra Samadi. That's going to be happening. Make sure you get your tickets with my brother. My brother will be Brother Black Magic 363, Brother Rich. Make sure you get your tickets. Make sure you get your tickets. You can go to godfrequency.eventbrite.com. That's godfrequency.eventbrite.com. And for the live stream, you could go to USA Livestream /godfrequency. So I will not be in town for that, but I am fully promoting it. I have my street team on it to help Brother Rich, because Brother Rich helped me out all the time. But I'm glad you'll be on post, Brother Cyrus. But getting back to, I'm going to go through all the signs now. Gemini, those born on Gemini. Remember, Gemini is a sign that's connected to the number 5, the flexibility, the adaptability, the travel sign. That's the Gemini. Sometimes it can be a little weird and crazy, but it is what it is. We already know about certain weird and crazy Gemini. We know how that works. However, if you add the 5 until the 3, that deals with the 8. Now, 8 deals with money and power. Remember, Gemini, this will be your money and power year. And who also shares the number 5 energy is not only Gemini, but Virgo shares the number 5 energy. So because I'm adding the 5 plus the 8, 5 and the 3, 5 plus the 2019, which is a 3, equals 8. And 8 is a good year for investments. 8 is a good year for social work. 8 is also a good year for gaining victories over your enemies and over lawsuits. So if there's any lawsuits that's pending or certain things that you're doing, Gemini, I'm talking to Gemini and Virgo because y'all share the same number as far as Zodiac's